This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 843. I am Brian Kilby. With me this week, we have Donald.
Rocking the denim. And for our audio listeners, how are y'all doing?
Hey, Don. Diecast.
Hey, everybody. I don't know how I follow up Denim Don, but
Denim Don. You can't follow up Denim Don.
you can't.
He can't be
Denim
topped.
Don Hasbro. I'm gonna get cards printed up with that on there.
Scan him and put him on a blister pack, and we're done. Don is Knuff. Non-ETF said that is true. Okay. Rob.
Hi.
Chris.
Yes.
And if he can get his internet and everything straightened out, Matt, but he is technically not
I
here.
imagine the internet's fine. It's just Zoom being a problem.
Yes.
Thank you, Zoom.
Yeah.
Thank you, Skype.
Oh, yeah. Zoom is way better than Skype ever was.
Well,
Okay.
not for Matt tonight.
Not for Matt tonight. Yeah. Okay.
Not if you don't have a paid version.
Is it not? I don't know.
No, because it cuts you off after like half hour.
But as long as one of you somebody has a paid version, we're good.
The host has to have the paid version.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So this week, hey, you know all that missing link stuff last week that we thought was real, but we weren't.
That you thought was fake.
No, I said I thought it was real, but I wasn't certain. Now I'm certain it's real because I've already ordered it. Two of them. So.
Same.
I'm waiting to see if Pulse puts it up.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about this. This is something I've wanted since I was a kid. Just give me the same toy with better articulation and more playability as a kid, basically articulation, but it's beautiful.
I'm going to be the odd person out. I did not order it. I like it. I do not $70 to $120 like it.
Can you hang up on him?
No. G1 with ball joints. I'm sorry. It's just not doing anything for me. But I will admit, for transparency, Hobbylink Japan did put up a pre-order for Lunar Optimus Prime.
Well, we'll get to that later.
So
Yes.
I'm not against unique primes, but I did pre-order that.
I guess arguably this isn't a unique prime since it's the G1 toy.
Yeah, it's just
remodeled.
It just doesn't do any. I like it, and it's a beautiful figure. I just don't want it for that much money.
Don, you're allowed to be wrong. It's fine.
Don's not wrong. This is.
He's just misguided.
If I'm going to spend that kind of money, I want something that is unique and not almost like something I've already got and I've had for 35 years.
Then why are you buying Transformers at all?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I don't think I can see this being very polarizing.
It's absolutely a matter of personal taste. I get it.
Yeah, and I want it, but after getting it, I may not want another one ever. I know people are saying, "Hey, what do you want your next missing link toy to be?" I think I want my next one to be none at all. I don't know that I want any more after this.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be a series.
I think this needs to be a one and done just to keep the uniqueness of the offering. And I'll be honest, I know it's not the same level, but we saw G1 with ball joints and articulation in the Siege Micromasters. Not a complete parallel, I understand that. Price point, mass, and all that. I just don't want to see it to go that route. I just don't think it's a feasible long-term thing.
Yeah.
I mean, this would be a good way for them to, if they wanted to explore some of the original molds that they don't have usable anymore.
Yes.
Instead of putting the investment into making the straight G1 toys again, adds a little bit to that and make, a posable Sunstreaker, a posable Mirage.
I don't maybe Mirage. But I don't know.
I think it's going to be very, if they continue with this, I think it's going to be a very specific choice from person to person.
What I want is a Shockwave whose knees don't buckle.
Well, no promises on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, my expectation is that C03 is going to be Starscream because a Seeker mold has pretty much literally unlimited reuse potential. They can make so much money back on that over the next 5 years. Like, it's a no-brainer that would be like the next highest thing on their priority
Yeah,
list.
I don't know how well that would translate.
Yeah, I was gonna say because the Seeker mold doesn't look that good. Like
So just
at least Prime looks good.
Not even it doesn't look that good. It doesn't feel that good in hand.
Yeah, but I mean, that could be addressed with making a new toy that looks like that.
I hope they do that because everybody has this one Seeker that they like. Like Chris loves Sunstorm. If they could do that in a Sunstorm where you can get the right color Sunstorm with some articulation, that would be kind of something that you may appreciate. Someone else may be like Thrust or Nacelle or whatever the case may be.
No, I mean, I agree. There's G1 toys that this approach definitely would not be practical for. Mini vehicles, obviously, is one really big sticking point there. Like, the Seeker mold would be a problem because they'd have to figure out a way to incorporate the fists integral to the toy, and I don't know off the top of my head how to do that.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening.
But, you know, Seekers, Soundwave, like, these are, like, pretty
Soundwave is
obvious.
perfect. Soundwave is perfect for it.
Yeah. These are pretty obvious things to be in, like, you know, the short list for the line.
So
Now, since we've had the official reveal come up, we've learned a couple of things about the toy. The fists do not come off. They actually fold and tuck into the cab. So this is a perfect transformation figure as far as we can see. Prior to this, we didn't really have a full sense of how the transformation was going to work and if the fists needed to come off. It was obvious that the headlights would flip out on hinges, but whether the fists had anywhere to go was another matter. Also, no stickers and no tampos, technically. All of the previous sticker detail is now sculpted detail that is factory painted.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if that'll hold true on the trailer as well, or just on the main body.
Right.
There's so much on the inside of the trailer.
Yeah, the trailer. Yeah, we were talking about that. Trailer looks good. I'm assuming those are going to be stickers, but I would be happily proven wrong.
If they're like metal plates or something, that would be cool.
Yeah, the one. This is the only gripe I have about the figure that we've seen so far. It looks like now that the repair drone part of the combat deck is removable, there is now no way to launch Roller, but they still left the two large pegs on the back of Roller to insert it into the launcher that no longer exists. And it is definitely a new mold for Roller because the mount for the ion blaster is hinged now. So it's just like they're those pegs are there because they were there on the original toy, but the part that they inserted into is not, which just kind of bugs me a tiny little bit. I doubt I will care in the long run, but it is just a thing that, like, this thing is so close to being perfect that the little thing just kind of get me.
Does it have rubber hose?
Yes.
That is a question. Okay.
Good.
Rob and I talked about this last night, though. You look at the value for this figure, Don, you're saying it's expensive.
No. I'm saying if I want to spend that money, there's something else that I don't have that will probably be harder to get down the road than this Prime.
Well, this may be hard to get down the road if you don't get it now, but that's here nor there. I mean, it's almost 100% a new toy, new molds, new everything.
It's 100% a new tooling.
Yeah. I mean, there might be one or two parts they reuse, but
no, I don't think there's any parts they reuse.
So
what would they reuse?
It's 100% a new tooling. The last time we got an Optimus Prime without the trailer at Walmart, it was what, $50?
And Don probably didn't buy that either.
Yeah. With
the
trailer,
that was overpriced.
Yeah,
well, I think I got one when it was when it went clearance, but that was.
Well, yeah, but I mean, for $21, of course you're going to buy that, but it was overpriced at the SRP.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it at the price point this is at. I don't think it's overpriced.
I mean, The version with trailer came in right at the price point I predicted last week. It's 15,800 yen before tax, and I said it'd be 15,000 just blindly looking at what it was offering. So like it's aligned with my expectations. I'm not going to say I don't think that's a little bit expensive, but like they're not like way out of the ballpark for what I figured this was going to end up running.
So Chris is right though that the Seeker
Yes, thank you.
is probably the one they would want to go for because it's reusable. But I think what they might go for, again, mentioning Soundwave, because it is so conducive to making this whole G1 with like articulation work.
Yeah.
And honestly, what are people going to be more excited about? Even non-fans, they would be more excited about Soundwave than the Seekers, honestly, because again, the Seeker toy is not that great.
Yeah.
But like if they go outside of that, like none of the Autobot cars are really that great of a toy, and like none of them would really benefit. Like it would just complicate things. I don't really see this going much beyond maybe a couple of toys.
I would love to see them try to do a Datsun like this.
Oh,
I think it would be hilarious. Like, I'm not saying I want to see it because I think it would be a good product for them to sell. I just want to see what it would look like when they tried.
Those feet, I just don't see that.
Yeah, I know.
I don't see that happening. Yeah, there's not many toys. Shockwave, Soundwave, Optimus Prime.
Yeah. I think Soundwave fits the best. I think you're right.
It does. I mean, they could totally do Blaster also. You know, that's big and chunky and easy to articulate.
Yeah, or a Grimlock.
Yeah, a Grimlock would probably work. And that also has the benefit of, like we were talking about before, you know, it's a lost mold. The original is not coming back as a reissue. You know, if they wanted to put the investment in, this would be the way to do it. The downside to that is they don't really have a lot of reuse potential out of it. So like it's kind of a big ask to make that investment in the first place.
Yeah.
At least with Optimus Prime, like, you know, they can do a cab Ultra Magnus if they want to, probably not a full armored Ultra Magnus, but like there's not as much as a Seeker's depth, but there's things they can plumb into to actually get some extra mileage out of this mold now that they've made it.
Yeah.
7-Eleven.
Oh, Chris is right. If they update the Ultra Magnus trailer too, and give it some more articulation, they already got the body for it. That would be amazing.
Maybe.
Yeah, unlikely, but I would absolutely get it.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of Ultra Magnus, we have new photos of Studio Series Ultra Magnus from Evan on his Instagram.
Yeah, so an entertaining thing with this is it looks like, at least in part, their goal in engineering the transformation was to recreate the storyboarded transformation sequence from the movie. Because like Evan's got it matching up panel to panel pretty well, you know, allowing for that the toy has to obey actual laws of physics. Well, I guess doing the same broad actions, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, that is really cool. I want it. I'm going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like not aching to get it. In pre-show, we were talking about a stopping point, and I really feel like I'm reaching one. Maybe that's my stopping point.
Mm-hmm.
When I have a good functioning Generations Ultra Magnus.
I mean, maybe the stopping point should be when we have just G1 Optimus Prime again, but with joints.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we basically come full circle then.
Yeah, everything. The last 40 years are finally bookended in a nice little Optimus Prime shape.
Yeah, and not saying like a true stopping point, but a stopping point around, you know, new toys. I'll always still be buying my vintage stuff.
Yeah, makes sense.
In hand, Super7 Ultimate's Bludgeon. When did this go up for pre-order?
I don't remember.
A year and a half ago.
It's been a while.
Yeah, because I just got an update from Super7 and Hot Wing from Silverhawks. I ordered in May of 2022, and the release date is early to mid 2024 now.
Yeah, so I want to point out Bludgeon is part of Wave 2 of Super7's Transformers Ultimates.
Yeah, with Grimlock, right? Because my Grimlock is shipping.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, and people are saying stopping point. I'm talking about stopping point with like me buying Generations. That's my stopping point, not like the podcast. That
Yeah, you can't get rid of us that easily.
This could be the last episode of RFC as far as I'm concerned.
I
I'm just
mean,
not coming back next week. I'm kidding.
Any episode of RFC could be the last episode of RFC.
Yeah, who knows? Like somebody might, I might, if that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll find out that I'm allergic to peanut butter or something. And yeah.
Is peanut butter like an integral part of podcasting?
Yes.
Okay. I've been doing this wrong for like 15 years, apparently.
Yeah, do you not have a jar of peanut butter open next to you right now?
No, I do not.
So Bludgeoned. I canceled my pre-order. For Wave 2 because I don't care. Oh man, that photo looks nice with the arms spread out and the swords.
So apparently there is a bit of a problem with getting the helmets to go down over the skull. If you use the helmet that is designed to match the particular skull, like one skull is toy-based, one helmet is toy-based, the other two are supposed to be more comics-ish. If you put the toy one on the toy head, it won't fit down over it correctly.
Oh, wow, yeah, that looks really dumb.
You apparently can do a little bit better by putting the comic helmet on the toy head. But like overall, it seems like the fit of the helmet onto the skull is not all that great.
Well, that sucks.
A little bit, yeah.
How there's no excuse for that in a $55 toy.
None.
No.
What about when it becomes $35 in like 2 weeks?
Well, that's what I'm hoping, because when Entertainment Earth ran that big sale and I got Wave 1 Optimus for $23, I'm hoping Megatron will at least go down some, so I can at least have the match pair. But other than that, I've got tracks in my pile of loot, and that's the only thing I've bought since that Optimus. And that was on sale at Christmas.
So we have photos of Studio Series Leader Class Optimus Primal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's nice looking. I still don't really like the design for the character. It's just kind of bland and boring. Yeah. Oh my God, is that damage on the paint?
I mean, it could be.
Oh, that's not good.
There's like 150 pictures there. I didn't look through all.
Unless that's intended to be.
Might be intended.
Like battle damage.
Yep. They know how much we like battle damage.
God, we love battle damage, don't we?
Yeah.
We don't.
Shh, they're listening.
Yeah, I'm not getting it.
No.
I'm not getting it.
Yeah. I watched a review today of the Takara Tomy Primal, and I'm debating if I get one between these two, and it's like, after seeing these pictures and after watching that video, it's like, I don't want another Primal. I just, the Takara Tomy one looks great, and you can only transform Optimus Primal a certain way and him still be Primal. But that Takara Tomy does nothing surprising, nothing unique. At least on this mainline Studio Series, you have the chest switcheroo, which is at least interesting.
Yeah. Folks in the Discord, tfradio.net/Discord, are saying that that is battle damage. It's not a defect. So like,
that's good.
Yeah, I mean, like if you look at it, some of it looks like it's designed rather than happenstance. So.
Yeah, that is the problem with battle damage, though, because you put it on too heavy and it looks terrible. You put it on too light and it looks like paint errors. So it's really kind of a no-win situation. So
the JAXA Optimus Prime went up for sale on Amazon Japan.
And other retailers, but that's where the stock photos are coming from right now.
Well, I got mine from Amazon Japan.
I'm so happy they're doing a production run for places like Amazon and stuff like that for this figure, because I was willing to pay $200, but I'm glad I don't have to.
Yeah, so with shipping, it is 12,760 yen.
Which at the current exchange rate is probably around $100, but who knows?
$88.69.
Damn.
Shipped.
I'm very happy with that.
It's a good exchange rate today.
Yeah. So that's
And
good.
is there any way we can make them charge us for this stuff early?
I know.
Yes, with Amazon Japan, you can buy gift cards and apply them against your pre-orders.
Oh, that's smart.
Might want to double check on that. That was true when I did the Masterpiece Beast Wars Megatron. I've been told just in the last several months that it is still the case, but that could have changed at any time. But like, it is an effective way to just like incrementally pay down an expensive pre-order while exchange rates are in your favor.
That's really smart.
Yeah.
There's other stuff as well. The Dinobot versus Tarantula set. Noah from Rise of the Beasts.
Okay, so that one's interesting. We've got like more looks at this, and the wing pack for the alternate mode actually just is made to come off the figure. So you can have it be in the humanoid mode just as a little minifigure, and have the wing pack as like a little drone thing, or it clips on for the transformation.
I probably will pick this up. It looks nice. I like Noah. I think he's the best. No, second best. I forgot about what's her name from Bumblebee. but no, he's more realistic. Maybe he's the best. I like it.
Yeah, I like that the jet comes off so much better.
Yeah, that's a good feature.
Jet transformation. So, Renegade Games making new Transformers and G.I. Joe games. Oh god. What game? What are they making?
So they're making a Transformers version of Robo Rally, which I guess is one of their other game properties. And they're making a G.I. Joe game based on Axis and Allies.
I want to say Robo Rallies has been around a while. If it's the one I'm thinking of, it may actually have been originally designed by Richard Garfield, who created Magic the Gathering.
Nobody wants Robo Rally. What we all want is the Great Car Rally.
I mean,
that's what we want.
It's the Great Car Rally, Charlie Brown.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, just I imagine I know I've heard positive things about Axis and Allies over the years, so I'm sure that'll turn out pretty well.
So for those who don't know what in the hell I'm talking about, the Great Car Rally is that storybook, one that features Megatron shooting at Cliffjumper from like a Cadillac, and also the group photo of the Autobots holding the trophy with the smiling Optimus Prime with no faceplate. So that's
amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's fantastic. Okay. And that's it for the news. So, Diecast, you want to go first?
Sure. I got something small, a little Dr. Wu Ultra Magnus.
That sure is small.
Yep. And it's kind of cute because it has like blue pants on. He's just because of the size, I guess that was the only way they could do it. So it just looks like he has like blue jeans on. And it's kind of cool. I haven't transformed it yet or anything, just came today, but I love him. Because I got a Can-Am Riker 3-wheeler, I was asking on Twitter, I thought there was a 3-wheeler in the Transformers Dark of the Moon, and there was. It was Backfire. So I picked this up on eBay, and he's complete with Spike Witwicky. Good old Spike. But now I have a representation of my 3-wheeler.
Nice.
That's cool.
This I have to be very careful with because the wing fell off on me twice already.
Yes, I have heard that is an absolute god awful nightmare. Is that?
This is Fans Toys Warthog, which is off the Warthog plane. The plane is pretty much spot on. Like, it's this is the best feature. This is obviously, when we talk about were they going for more accuracy on the bot mode or the vehicle mode, this is 100%. They were going for vehicle mode on this thing. Just looks great. It's not fun to transform. And on my copy in particular, there's 2 screws that are supposed to hold the wing on, but they're too small. So the screws will actually, the wing will actually pop off and the screws are still attached.
So this is Fans Toys, right?
Yeah.
And Fans Toys is what you love.
I love Fans Toys.
Did you get this from a legitimate source?
Yes.
Okay. So it's not like it's a pre-production or something that fell off the assembly line. It's
no. This is 100% legitimate.
That's sad.
And but it looks great. I wish it sort of held better. Like the clip that came with it for the flight stand doesn't really hold the figure that well, which that's the second time the wing fell off on me as I actually was trying to put it on the flight stand and it fell.
Well, Diecast, do you have the DX9 Richtofen?
Yes.
Okay, have you looked at it versus the Fans Toys? Have you looked at them together?
I mean, I remember the Richtofen. I have it. As far as airplane accuracy, vehicle accuracy, this hands down is amazing. It's just not fun to transform.
Well, I was thinking most people would do robot mode more important than the vehicle mode, so I didn't know how they would compare that way.
They are a little bit different size. But I think I enjoyed the DX9 more, especially in robot mode, than I did Warthog. But he is, if you, like I said, if you're going for plane accuracy, this is the one to get. And he is staying in this mode. I'm not transforming him back into robot mode.
Now, here's the big kicker. I got to ask Diecast, what if they recolor that as Viper?
I would buy it again. Yep, absolutely. I hope they don't listen. I also got Gamer Edition Megatron.
Uh-oh.
So haven't opened them yet. Or studios here. Yeah, Gamer Edition, I think is what they're calling these guys. And then I also got Rhinox. And again, didn't open him. And Cliffjumper, but he's the same as Bumblebee, so he's not even worth showing on camera.
Some people are just calling him Red Shirt.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's pretty much all I got this week of importance.
Rob, why don't you go next?
Okay. I got a lot of ham. Okay, so I wound up with 2 more Kamen Rider Shoto figures. This is from the newer line Double Cross, and one of them is the new costume Rider 1 I wound up with from the old Shoto Versus line last week. Turns out they have added a bunch more joints to that. It now has double jointed shoulders, it has waist joint, it has toe joints. So I'm gonna end up with more of these. I mean, there's just, yeah, they're good. And boy, I wish I could get them without, I wish I could find more of these without any kind of significant markup, because I think they're like 500 yen a piece at retail. So, but I also got that coat and scarf I ordered for the Shin Kamen Rider number 1 model kit I put together, and it fits perfectly. Like, I think it may well have been made with this in mind, but the coat and the scarf are both wired so you can pose them. So that was a decent little purchase. See, I also got, just for the hell of it, Kamen Rider Batride War Genesis for the PS4, which is a Dynasty Warriors Kamen Rider game. And that's not bad. I need to look up the controls because I did not understand some of them, especially the bike controls. But that's that's all along that theme. I just decided again, I am doing a lot of impulse purchases lately. I got a couple things from Boss Fight Studios because I have been looking at their stuff for years and years, but just was never prepared to get any of it. I got one of their night figures, which is really nicely done. Articulation wise, I'd say it's on par with well, probably the 35th anniversary GI Joe figures that the Boss Fight Studios founders were working on when they left.
Yeah, I was going to point out that there's a reason.
Yeah, like that. There's been a few advances in 4-inch figure articulation since then that this does not match, but the paint and the accessories are very nice. I also got one of their skeletons in clear purple plastic. That's significantly cheaper because no paint and all that, and fewer parts. But also just I'm not sure if there's a problem with it or if I'm just having trouble lining up the socket on the hand, but the hand fell off, and getting the hand back on a clear purple plastic skeleton on a wrist that tiny is a right bear.
Is it based on the original skeleton that they did? Like,
I think it's still the same mold, yeah.
So mine never popped off, so I never had an issue with that happening, so I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I may have just gotten a bad QC draw. It happens. But it's just a skeleton. If I want, I'll like get a leftover sword from something and tape it to the arm. Whatever. Thanks to Grant, who I believe is in our Discord as UC86, tfradio.net/Discord. I got a couple of vehicles to go with the 1/18th scale Gundam figures I've been getting. I got a Xeon motorcycle, and I got the little electric buggy that the White Base crew uses.
Neat.
Yeah, and it actually the wheels on the buggy don't turn, but that's because they fold down into hover mode. So fair trade. But yeah, it's some nice looking vehicles. It's a car from a goofy almost 50-year-old cartoon. So if that's your thing, and that is my thing, it is really nice. That's like the good stuff I got. We were talking about toys that disappointed us. So I was not expecting the world from these, but so I was trying to fill out get to free shipping on an Amazon order, and they had the Spin Master box set of Black Adam and the Justice Society for $7. And yeah, it's about $7 worth of toys. Articulation there is, if you remember how points of articulation started to drop off in the 4-inch line about when Hasbro did Avengers, that's about what the level that these are at. The big issue, though, is that Dr. Fate's cape is not at all what it looks like on the box. It is a piece of the single cheapest fabric I have ever seen in my life.
Soft pads.
It is. Sorry, what?
I said, soft pads.
Soft pads.
Yes. Oh, very, very much soft pads. Not very soft either. Basically, imagine Dollar Tree like Christmas ribbon material, and that is that cape. Also, Dr. Fate's like colors are a lot more drab than I would have preferred, and more so than they look on the box. But it's like if you like really want those characters in 1/18th scale for reasons, $7 I guess is not bad for these, but I was hoping for a fair bit better. This led me to finally open the Robert Pattinson, and I bought a Dolly's for $3. That it does at least have a couple more joints, so thigh swivels to be specific, so it comes off a little bit better. But yeah, the last thing I got, I swear to God, I'm almost done, is Amazon had all 3 Dark Souls games for PS4. With DLC for $37. Only catch being they're British, which PS4's region free doesn't matter much. So I grabbed that. I'll give them the try at some point and see if my patience is any better than I remember it being with those.
I had no idea the PS4 was region free.
Yeah. Oh, very much so. I mean, that is how. That is the reason I have a YouTube channel.
I get it. I just didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, you can. PS4 is absolutely region free. So if you see something cheap with a PEGI rating on Amazon, you can grab it.
Sweet. Dude, do the games work on PS5?
I'm pretty sure they do.
Oh,
I'm
good.
gonna find out because
Okay.
that's what I have next to me.
Good. Cool.
I will
Sweet.
report back if there's any problems.
Cool. Don, why don't you go next?
Thanks. I have a lot less Canadian bacon this week than last week.
And Don.
No, that's my job this time.
Off topic, I was at a Walmart, and for $7, I got Revelation Battle Cat for $7.
I paid full price for that when it was new. Is that Matt?
Hey,
Matt?
a little bit.
All right.
Hey, all right. Yeah, $7. I couldn't really turn him down. Went to let me show off one other thing real quick. Had to get it. Batman 66 Batgirl. That is just the most wonderful purple.
Yvonne Craig?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is the most wonderful purple outfit in the world, and I had to get one. So, and then thanks Target for putting the sticker on the back for no reason.
But
I had this on pre-order a long time ago. It's a company called B25. I think it's a division of Toynami. I'm not sure, but these things were originally $60 at BBTS and other retailers. I picked this up for about $35. It's the world's smallest transformable cyclone armor from Robotech.
Oh, nice.
Now this is the Rand character. I had Scott on pre-order because he's a character I'm familiar with from the second series, but it's fully transformable, extra hands, comes with a stand, figure can ride the bike. It's like about 3.5 inches tall, so it's about the size of a G.I. Joe when it's fully assembled. I have not taken out the clamshell because parts, but I just wanted you to see how small that is. Like, here's one of my other items I got this week. I got a core class Scourge, and so you can see roughly he's not much smaller than Scourge. So that's
pretty small.
Yeah, and he's fully transformable. I haven't done it yet, obviously, but I figured saving almost $25 off of retail, and I have a transformable Cyclone armor because I don't dare open my Toynami one from a decade ago. So yeah,
Probably for the best. Yeah,
probably because I've heard those soft bads kind of deteriorated in the box over time. The last off-topic thing I got was I got my Cobra Eel. Got my Cobra Eel. On topic, I got the Nemesis Prime. I call him Scourge, Nemesis Prime. I was lucky enough. I was stopping by the local Walmart. I was trying to find Matt a dead end. And
I got that covered.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure.
Thank you.
Find me a dead end.
But I looked on top and I found another Sunstreaker. So now I have one for robot mode and one for car mode. So I'm happy.
Sideswipe.
So I'm sorry. Sideswipe. I apologize.
I can kind of see where like you just naturally call that Sunstreaker though. Now that you mention it,
Yeah.
like I had never thought of that before, but it kind of makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So there's that. And the last thing I got was kind of an impulse buy, but they were on Amazon, tfradio.ss Amazon. Wheeljack and the slightly different colored Rhinox Gatling gun. Because Wheeljack is probably not getting a lot of toys. I doubt we'll see a Studio Series Wheeljack anytime soon. If we do, that would be nice. But he's not. It looks like it's a nice little fun toy, and he looks nice wielding Rhinox. So I went ahead and picked that up.
There's supposed to be a Studio Series Wheeljack.
And given that they've already licensed the Vanagon for Stranger Things, it would probably not be that much more effort to license the VW Bus for Studio anyway. So
yeah,
it'll just be Wheeljack's corpse.
Yeah.
Oh God, Matt, are you in a submarine?
He might be on the wrong
The
microphone.
only way anyone can hear me is through the microphone on my camera.
Okay.
Oh geez.
Cool. What
I
else?
can hear you anyway, though.
Yeah, was that it done?
Yeah, sorry, that was everything I got this week.
Chris, did you get anything?
Yes, I got one nice thing. So where'd I put it?
So it's
Out
small.
here. Oh, it's a deluxe. I got Studio Series Brawn.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with it overall. like I really like Titan's Return Brawn, and unlike how it went with Beachcomber, this feels like more of a like development step from that toy than just like making it bigger. Um, so the transformation works pretty differently. There's a lot more like, fold panels around the robot to make the car. Not in a bad way though, like the legs unfold to make the whole side panels a lot like how Siege Hound works, which is a trick I really like because it helps to really like change up the visual surfaces in each mode. Of course, I like it better when that trick is used like they did on Revenge of the Fallen Lockdown way back, where they take the whole side length of the vehicle and just make the figure really tall out of that. But Brawn, short, stocky, actually about a head shorter than another average deluxe. So two things about it that I don't particularly like, and they're both pretty minor. One is that the roof of the vehicle mode does not have like a super solid snap onto the back. So like it's hinged toward the top of the back and it's really easy to push in at the bottom. So like it kind of pushes in against the legs. And I would have liked some way for that to stabilize in robot mode so it would just be like a static backpack piece. The other thing is that the yellow on the entirety of the chest and the panel behind the head is paint. Those parts are molded in green plastic and just painted over yellow. I got good paint coverage on my copy, but like I could see, one coming out with thin spots or something, or being like chipped out of the package, and that would be kind of unfortunate. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what in the way they designed this toy called for all of these parts to be in the olive green. It's just kind of regrettable. I'm hoping later when this gets retooled into Outback, they'll put modified like chest pieces along with the alternate head so that it can be on a different plastic color, maybe. Um, but like the robot is really good. The posability is nice on it. It's a good QC copy, which, as we talked about a few weeks ago, it feels really awful to have to like note that specifically that hey, this one's got good QC on it. Nothing's really wrong with it. But yeah, I'm really happy with this in a way that I wish I had been happy with Beachcomber. Um, One silly little feature of this, the spare tire on the roof is actually on a 5mm peg and can be removed. Unfortunately, like there's not really anything else you can do with it. You can peg it into the hand, but then he's just like holding a tire, on the top of his fist, which doesn't really serve much of a purpose. I would love if there had been a 5mm port like on the side of the forearm, so you could plug it in as the tiniest, most useless shield. Like that would be great. A little spare tire buckler. But that's removable if you want to. He's got a little gun, which is fairly generic design, like typical cartoon-inspired mini-bot gun. The one thing I'm really missing on this though is a 3mm peg for blast effects. There is not really any good way to pose this toy with his back exploding because he's been shot through the shoulder.
That'll be next
Wait
year.
till next year.
That'll be next year's. Chris, one thing, I've watched a video on Brawn. I have one in my pile of loot. I haven't shipped it yet. Is the bottom half Siege Hound, or is it just shared engineering?
It's just designed the same way. It's not actually the same toy. It uses the same trick to fold the legs up together from the sides of the vehicle, but like it's all different parts.
So it's the Energon Starscream smoke. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, doing this is actually a really good way if you've got, a full set of tires, but your robot mode does not want there to be tires on it. It's a good way to hide those inside the leg because now Brawn just has for calves doubled up wheels. So like it actually works really elegantly to clean up the robot mode if you don't want like excessive car pieces visible from the front. Obviously, you're gonna get that from the back with the backpack piece, but that's kind of expected to be there anyway. But yeah, I'm actually really happy with this. Also, I will call out great head sculpt on this. The Titan's Return one I think had a really good Brawn face sculpt. And this just like takes it, makes it that much better and more accurate to the animation. So like, if you want a nice pretty cartoon accurate Brawn, like they've got a really good thing here for you.
Nice.
It's also funny too. So Titans Return Brawn is like a dark forest green. The Bumblebee movie Brawn is also kind of an olive green, but it's a very distinctly different shade. And then there's this one, which is like standard olive drab kind of olive green. Like, it's just funny that in the last 5 or 6 years, we've gotten 3 toys based on Brawn, and none of them agree on colors at all. Yeah, here's your definitive model.
Nice.
And that's what I got this week.
Matt, you are you able to share what you got, or like?
Well, how's my audio?
I mean, it sounds like English. Go ahead and do it.
Go for it.
Then I will be brief. I got some Marvel Legends stuff. It's all West Coast Avengers themed. I got the 5-pack from Amazon. Mockingbird, they got her sleeves wrong, and she's nearly impossible to stand. Tiger is fine. The Iron Man in the box is the Silver Centurion, which we already had, but they wanted to make it more comic accurate, so now it's red and white, even though it's the Silver Centurion.
Yeah.
I have no use for that. Hank Pym in the box. It is a jumpsuit because he wasn't allowed to be a superhero at the time because he's a vile piece of trash. So, I mean, Tiger is the winner out of the set, honestly. I also got Hawkeye on his Sky Cycle, and that's a really nice figure, actually. They toned down the colors on him, so he's really, really blue with purple instead of almost all purple like the last couple have been. As far as Transformers go, I also got Studio Series 86 Brawn, and I freaking love him. He is by far my favorite attempt at the deluxe version of the mini bots. Like, he blows everyone else out of the water.
Even Cosmos?
I am.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I am a sucker for the legs that unfold to become the entire side of the vehicle. Like, I love that trick. And they don't overdo it. So it's still very novel. He does have these tiny little gap fillers on the outside of his eyes, and I don't know how to launch one of them across the room. And have yet to find it out 3 days ago.
Well, Matt really likes Brawn. So
That is 2 votes. That is 2 votes for Brawn.
Yes.
Yeah. So
And it's a vote from me and a vote from Matt, which are the 2 most important votes. Therefore, the motion is carried.
yeah, there you go. I can't wait to get mine. Okay, so I'll go ahead and talk about what I got this week. Got Toxitron. It's okay. I forgot that I don't much care for this mold. But
it is Toxitron.
It is Toxitron.
Yeah. If you're going to have one, it might as well be that one.
I unfortunately have them all. So I also have Laser Cycle, the G2. That's the one that I've been able to get. Of course, it's the only one that any Walmart that ever got these in has, because everything else sold out. I got the Buzzworthy Bumblebee Ironhide and Prowl Death set, whatever you want to call it. Transformers the movie, Dead Me line. So
Transformers the movie Dull Surprise Massacre figures.
Yeah. And so I haven't opened. I have not opened Laser Cycle or that set yet. Eventually, I will. So the thing I got this week that I hate, it's like my least favorite purchase in a long time, and it's big. It's not so big that I feel like it's worth it, but it's big enough for I have to put it under my desk. Nemesis. So
turned out to be yours.
Yeah, where to start? Well, of course, it's packaged in vehicle mode, and it is so tiny. So tiny. It's like depressingly tiny. Like I paid how much for this?
Oh boy.
Yeah. Like I'd forgotten how small Metroplex, the Cybertron Metroplex was. But it's small in vehicle mode. I mean, it folds out in robot mode, but it's still, there's not a ton of mass there. So other than Metroplex, it's smaller than Metroplex, but it's way smaller than prior Titan class figures. Transformation is awful. It just is. It's not fun to transform in either direction. I hate how the panels fold and unfold, especially in the legs. It's awkward. But I think the thing I hate the most are these panels on the arm that just pop off if you look at them. And like eventually they will break. The little round semicircle that holds it onto the like the little tiny mushroom peg or whatever it is, that will eventually break. So it's in 10 years, like that's one of the defects that people will be looking for in used versions of these, is whether or not that's fixed. Like maybe a third party will make new panels or something. But like I genuinely just do not like this toy. There are very few things about it that I think warrant any type of praise. I mean, the colors are nice. I like that it's a female. It is a she, right? It's a lady transformer. So I mean, it's nice that they did that. I don't even care for the ship mode. I don't think the ship mode's that great. I like if you want it, buy it on a deep clearance. I wouldn't pay full price for it. It's only okay. And something I got a little early that you guys probably didn't realize was coming out so soon. I got Bludgeon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Hey, you got his helmet to fit.
Yeah, I got his helmet to fit. Like, no, I was trying to pretend this was Legacy Bludgeon. It's G1 Bludgeon. So, the original Pretender toy. As I'm trying to fill out my G1 collection, I'm trying to fill in holes. And it's a piece that I was missing. Like I have, I think, all of the original Pretenders, but I don't have any of the later Pretenders. I had forgotten they're smaller. So it's complete. I'm not going to say how much I paid for it. Too much.
Does that have a bot inside?
Yeah. So
I heard it.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but I have Bludgeon, so I'm one toy closer out of 600 and some or whatever's in G1. So, Don unmuted to say something.
Oh no, I hit my button. My mistake. Sorry.
Oh. But yeah, so Bludgeon. This I don't hate. So, I do need to start paying for insurance for my collection. So, I will say that this reminds me that I need to get insurance. That's all I'll say. So,
hey Don, if you're pressing your button by mistake, you could just let me press your buttons.
That will result in manslaughter charges, and nobody wants that.
I think we could get that, not over the justifiable homicide. You can probably walk.
So I'm actually working through a course in the great courses about law school. It's called Law School for Everyone. It's really interesting. So Don might have a defense there. So okay. Hey, if you want to buy something on Amazon, tfradio.net/Amazon, you can buy whatever you want, and Amazon will send back an itty bitty teeny tiny little piece to us. Like if you don't use our link, they'll just keep it. And it's better if they send us back a little bit. tfradio.net/Amazon. We'd appreciate that. And of course, we want to thank our patrons at patreon.com/tfradio. All patrons get an ad-free version of the show. You get the show a day early. This past week, it was well more than a day early because I forgot to schedule the public post.
Oops.
It's at a higher bit rate if we have an unedited version of the show. If we edit RSC because Don drops a swear or something that he shouldn't say, the unedited version makes it to our Patreon.
If Don Hasbro breaks his NDA, you will hear it on the unedited version of the show.
Yeah. You get a weekly Patreon pre-show podcast that is there. You get shows like Hot 5 early. Patrons on the Touch tier get to be on Hot 5. They get to be mentioned on the show each week and also listed at tfradio.net/credits, and that's what we're going to do now. Kevin Dorsey, AJ, Eric Griffin, Tyrell Gwynn, Rick Mahern, Ryan Bona, Emmett Stresovich, Rabbits, Hector Bones, Ness, Joey Russell, Sean Williamson, Spider Bob, Jay Klein Rye, Sean Hamilton, Jacob Owen Lucia, Sean Bratton, Jason Hiley, TJ Petrucci, Hyper Shouta, and Brock Brandt. Thank you all so much. You're awesome. We love you. If you want to be mentioned on the show each week, you can go to patreon.com/tfradio and sign up for the Touched tier. I got a note from Patreon this week saying that we can start publishing our Patreon feed to Spotify. I don't know if I'm going to do that because I don't know. I need to read into it. But like, if you're one of those people that like getting your podcast on Spotify, maybe that's something we do. I don't know. We'll figure it out. You can find all of our crap at tfradio.net. Like, it's all there. Going back 24 years?
Don't say that.
Like in October, we're starting our 25th year. Is that right?
I think that's how math works, yes.
Gosh, okay. But all that stuff is there. You can find me at briankilby.com. John DeLuna not here. He's at that John D everywhere. Rob Springer not here. He's at Robo Rob Springer at zonebase.org. Diecast is not here. You can find him at, oh, wait, there's Diecast.
You can find me on Twitter at Diecast2. You can like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast and see my reviews at tfradio.net/reviews.
Donald.
I'm reached on Twitter at HMRC4 EVR.
Rob.
I'm on Twitter still at Rob Flails. That is for Flail-Throughs, my YouTube channel. Like I said, mostly covering Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation Network. Last week was the Nightingale, which is large. And being large in that game is a problem because people will shoot you more. But I feel like that's the simplest way to put it. But yeah, it's big. It's got some interesting abilities. I still need to try it out. But I do have a guest video up with it. If you like what you see over there, patreon.com/flailthroughs, you can throw money at me for it, and I will try and get around with your request of colors, mobile suit, weapon combinations, etc. And if you'd rather just send me, an object, tfradio.net/playlist.
Cool. Christopher.
Nobody calls me that.
I just did.
Well, stop.
Again, I just want to point out, I've known you for 24, 25 years. And like the first 5, 6, 7 of those years, I had no idea what your name was because your parents wouldn't tell me.
Yep. So you can find me in our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord.
That sounds really creepy now that I say it.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
Like we were both still teenagers, like kids at that point.
Well, I was. You were in your 20s.
Oh God, that sounds awful. I was not in my 20s. I was not in my 20s yet.
Actually, you were, because I was about to turn 16, and you're 5 years older than me.
No.
Yep.
Oh God, yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fall of 1999, which is when we first started talking to each other on ATT. I was, on the outward leg of being 15. You were 20 at the time.
Yeah, that's right.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You've been in your 20s the entire time, the first 10 years we knew each other.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm in our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord, where Rusted Cross has just said consent.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good cap on that. It's fine. We're usually more wholesome than that. That's kind of a lie, but it sounds good for the advertising. If you want to find me personally, I am at ChrisRTXV on Mastodon.social, on Blue Sky, and on Co-host. If you have an idea what Co-host is, which I don't think many people do. If you want to find the work I've done on the internet, playwithphotography.com has galleries and articles I wrote. If you would like to do a random act of material kindness for me, I have an Amazon wishlist at tfradio.net/chrislist.
Cool. And real quick, I'm just going through Twitter, and the Star Trek Twitter account said, which Star Trek book holds the top spot in your favorites? And right now, it's the audiobook version of A Stitch in Time by Andrew Robinson.
I highly recommend the book in general, but yeah, the audiobook version I would really like to check out.
So I have to say, the book is way better than I expected.
Oh, yeah.
Compared to Star Trek novels in general,
Yeah.
it's way above average. It might be the best I've ever read. But in Andrew Robinson's own voice, he's a little old, so I usually listen to audiobooks at 2x speed. You really need to listen to it a little faster because his pacing is
because he's a little slower.
Yeah, but it's excellent. So okay, that's
Yes.
it. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just going to talk about the book. We can do it in post show.
We'll see you next week. Post show.
Yeah, so the book
Recording
you probably know
stopped.
this. The book is based on like notes and stuff he made for himself while he was playing Garrick to, kind of figure out for himself, to flesh out for himself how he wanted to play the character. So a lot of that is that material that he built up over 7 years. And of course he worked with like a ghostwriter to actually like turn it into a, proper functional book. But like, a lot of the story beats in that and the way Garrick is portrayed, that is all him.
It is fantastic, and
Yeah.
it is pitch perfect.
Yeah, I read an ebook version of it first, and then, as you well know, I started hunting around
You found
McKay's
it.
to try to find the print copy.
I
and
look
yeah,
for a copy every time I'm in McKay's.
yeah.
But yeah, Andrew Robinson, he's a little. It also part of it is probably the fact that he is speaking in a much more high fidelity mode than you hear him on TV.
Yeah, probably.
So that it sounds a little weird, but like listening to it at 1.5 or 2x, it's almost like he's the same age.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, hey, people watching live, I'm going to jump because I've got 2 Walmarts to hit before bed. So we will see you next week. Goodbye, Twitch.
Night, everybody.
And
Take care.
Goodbye, YouTube, as soon as this pops up in stream and YouTube. Okay.